We got a record in cause number 325-944 and cause number 329-946. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Trustin Tizino. Is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tizino, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Tizino, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Tizino, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Tizino?
Making it.
You making it? Okay. Now, Mr. Tizino, you're here represented by your attorney, Mr. Bruce Smith. Mr. Smith, how are you doing?
Good, fine, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Tizino, the information alleges that on or about, well, the information in cause number 325-946 alleges that on or about November 15 of 2019, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Mr. Tizino, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to this charge, Mr. Tizino, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Tizino, I have before me what is marked as State's Exhibit Number 1. Mr. Tizino, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
On page 2 of this same document, Mr. Tizino, are these your initials on the line that says no contender, which means no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on page 3 of this same document, Mr. Tizino, is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Tizino, I have before me another document, which is the trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Discovery certification. Mr. Tizino, I have another document before me. This document is titled the Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature above the line that says defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Tizino, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Smith, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor, and I'd also like to offer State's Exhibit Number 2, that's the probable cause affidavit for this case.
We have no objection.
Okay, no objection. State's Exhibits Number 1 and State's Exhibit Number 2 will be admitted. Mr. Smith, you have advised and counseled Mr. Tizino. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Tizino, your attorney, Mr. Smith, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Smith, excuse me, Mr. Tizino, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of no contest and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 1 year deferred probation, a $200 fine, 80 hours community service, and completion of an anger management course, and dismissal of cause number 325-944.
No. Miss Ramos, the anger management on the plea form, it wasn't written in.
I wrote it in as I was signing it. That's what I told you, that I was having to make a change to the plea form on.
Let me,
If it got opened while I was still in the form, then it may not have saved correctly.
okay, let's see. I closed it and went back. I don't see. No, I don't see it.
It's because when I was filling out the form, it got opened back up by someone else. I'll refill out the form.
Okay, and sign the state's exhibit number 1, 2, because your signature don't.
Right. I was also in the process of signing that when it got opened.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Tizino, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the deferred adjudicated probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $337, which comes to a total of $537. You'll also be required to pay $60 each month for probation fee, $15 each month for a urinalysis fee, and you will have to reimburse the county for the court-appointed fees of $250. Now, the total monthly fees that you will pay per month is $150. Mr. Tizino, would you be able to pay the $150 each month?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will? Okay. And Mr. Tizino, you will also be required to perform 80 hours of community service and attend the anger management class. And you would also have to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. And the state will dismiss cause number 325944. Mr. Tizino, do you understand the state's offer? And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Tizino, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Tizino, if you successfully complete the deferred probation, this case will be dismissed. It would not appear on your record as a conviction, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney regarding the non-disclosure. He's quite competent in these matters. Mr. Tizino, please stand on the mark next to where your attorney is standing and follow the directions of our court clerk. And Mr. Tizino, once you finish here, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.